Hello, today is lesson 9 and it is your first at-home video, and we will be talking today about the subtraction algorithm. Now, right away in your head, hopefully you remember that subtraction, obviously you know what that is. An algorithm is the steps to solving a problem. So today we're going to be talking about the steps to solving a subtraction problem. Couple reminders as your first home video, make sure you're copying everything down that's in the video. Make sure you're thinking about what you're writing, and make sure you make any note for yourself if you have a question about something, because tomorrow before we actually have work time, we'll have a chance for you to ask me questions. So get in the habit now, copying everything down, thinking about what you're writing, and marking if you have any questions for me before work time tomorrow. So let's get started talking about the subtraction algorithm, the steps to solving a subtraction problem. So let's take a look at an actual subtraction problem. Let's start with 327 minus 184. Now we need to make sure the terms are always in our heads and you can get them right stuck in there. In this case, 327 would be our minuend. 184 is our subtrahend. And we are looking for the difference because it is a subtraction problem. So, minuend, subtrahend, difference. Make sure you, again, those terms are always right at the front of your head when you are doing a problem. Now, let's actually look at the subtraction algorithm. Our first step is to start in the ones place. Now, just as a reminder, it is very, very helpful if you make sure everything lines up smoothly in a subtraction problem. That will save you a boatload of issues later on in the problem. So with that in mind, we've got everything lined up. So we would say 7 minus 4 equals 3. That's pretty easy. We would then move to the next place value, which is our tens place. Now we say to ourselves 2 minus 8. Hopefully you remember from the other day, we said it's not really 2, it's really 20. And it's not really 8, it's really 80. So technically it would be 20 minus 80. We just say 2 minus 8. Well, you know right away that you can't do that. So the next part of the subtraction algorithm talks about borrowing. If you need to borrow, you need to cross out, remark, and put down the 1 that you borrowed. Now realize we're not borrowing a 1, we're actually borrowing 100 because we borrowed it from the hundreds place. So I now have marked out my number that I borrowed from, renamed it minus 1, and then put that 1 down in the place where I needed it. So I then would have 12 minus 8, and that would be 4. Then I move to the next place value, and I would say 2 minus 1, which is actually 200 minus 100, but we say 2 minus 1 is 1. So I am done. I have finished all the way through my place values. So remember, Subtraction algorithm is solidly based on the fact that everything is lined up to begin with. Then you want to subtract from the ones place and then move until you run out of places. But always start with the ones place value. Third part, make sure when you borrow to cross out and rename and mark down. So that will make sure that you've accounted for the borrowing. If you just grab numbers, you're not going to know you did, and it will end up with the wrong answer. So if you think about it, it's just 3 short little problems of subtraction and just making sure you don't make careless mistakes in that. So right there you have the subtraction algorithm. Remember, make sure you've copied everything down. Make sure that you were thinking as we went through it, and make sure that you've noted any questions or anything that wasn't really clear, because before work time on Monday, you will have a chance to ask me questions. So that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.